UFC 300 is officially over, and I believe this turned out to be the greatest UFC card of all time. From the opening fight of Deiveson Figueiredo submitting Cody Garbrandt in the second round, to the main event of Alex Pereira sleeping Jamahal Hill in the first round, this card was just insane and brought out so many emotions. I believe the highlight of this card was Max Holloway beating Justin Gaethje for 5 rounds, and then in the final 10 seconds of the 5th round, Max Holloway pointed down at the canvas, signaling to throw down with Gaethje, and Max Holloway ends up sleeping Justin Gaethje with 1 second left before the fight ends. This was an incredible moment and arguably one of the craziest knockouts to ever happen in the UFC. Max Holloway was winning the fight, and he did not have to throw down with Gaethje, but he did, and ended up knocking out Justin Gaethje. This was the truest example of a BMF champion and proves why Max Holloway is one of the greatest to ever do it. We are going to go over the entire main card of UFC 300 and discuss the big moments of the card. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. UFC 300 turned out to be what was expected, and it was amazing. Starting off the main card, Bo Nickal won as usual. Opening the main card, I feel like Bo Nickal proved why he shouldn't have been on the main card. The fight wasn't all that exciting. Cody Garbrandt did show some resilience in the grappling, but inevitably got submitted in the second round. Bo Nickal was disappointed in his performance, but it was a step in the right direction. In the second fight of UFC 300, a new lightweight title contender, Arman Tsarukyan, had a ground war against Charles Oliveira in an eliminator fight that could have been for 5 rounds. Tsarukyan forced Oliveira to bleed and secured a solid ground game against the former champion. Arman didn't have a stellar performance, but it was enough to prove he is next for the title. In the third fight and the fight of the night, Max Holloway went to war against Justin Gaethje and proved a lot of people wrong, including myself. I don't think anyone really saw Max Holloway just dominating Gaethje like that. It was quite unbelievable and beautiful at the same time. Max Holloway landed the knockout of the year against Justin Gaethje for the BMF title. The former UFC featherweight champion used his boxing ability to out-hit Gaethje. Bless was ahead on the scorecards, but still wanted to prove something. In the 5th round, he requested Gaethje to join him in the middle of the octagon. The two traded blows until Holloway landed a shot that dropped Gaethje down with just 1 second left in the fight. Holloway earned a $600,000 bonus and called out current UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria to a fight after. I mean, how can he be denied a shot following that performance? In the co-main event, Zhang Weili beat Yan Xiaonan to retain the UFC strawweight title. It started out with a weird first round as Yan was out cold following a choke in round 1. However, the referee didn't call it and the fight continued. Yan did look better. She was landing some good hands and kicks. They went back and forth, but Zhang Weili was just too much. Zhang Weili's power and skill was just overwhelming Yan Xiaonan. Zhang Weili has now won 4 straight and has 2 successful title defenses in her second reign as champion. Yan's loss ended a 2-fight win streak. Finally, in the main event, Alex Pereira defended the UFC light heavyweight title against former champion Jamahal Hill. It only took 1 round to end the fight, as I predicted, as Pereira used his power to drop Hill. In an unbelievable series of events, Hill landed a shot below the belt. Pereira waved off referee Herb Dean, and he landed an uppercut that put Hill to the floor. Alex Pereira then hit ground and pound shots until Herb Dean saw enough. This fight was insane, and this is exactly how I expected it to go. Alex Pereira is an animal and has accomplished so much in the UFC already. Alex Pereira has 12 professional MMA fights. Within that time frame, he's accomplished the following: enter the UFC, win titles at 185 pounds and 205 pounds, successfully defend the 205 pound belt, beat 5 former UFC champions, headline Madison Square Garden, and headline UFC 300. He will go down as one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time with little experience in the MMA world. UFC 300 was special, and it's the best card I've ever seen. Thank you, UFC, thank you, Dana White, and thank you, fighters, for putting together the greatest card in combat sports. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.